Now, some of you are too young to remember, and I don't know if I saw originals or if there were reruns, but there was a TV program called This Is Your Life, and we want to try to do something like that today to some degree. I would encourage you to go around each table when you get a chance, because there's parts of Mom's life, things at each table that are significant for her. Okay, Bruce and Mom, why don't you come? And we're going to go to the various tables, although they might not be in order here or whatever. So each table or each time we're talking about is just kind of a snapshot of things that have happened in Mom's life. And in the corner is some other snapshots. So take some time also to watch the pictures there. I thank Eric for putting that together for us. And so Lois Iva Woolley was born on March 25th, 1931, to Selma Parpert Woolley and Leo David Woolley in Moline, Illinois. She grew up on the family farm at Coe Valley. She was baptized on April 26th. That's that table too, so you're kind of between there. At Trinity Lutheran Church in Coe Valley. She was the first of 3 daughters. Her sisters, the sisters are Ava, who is 1 year younger than Mom, and she lives in Florida. And then Velma, who is 10 years younger, and she lives in Illinois still. But Velma celebrated her 70th birthday this week, and her son celebrated 50-year birthday this week. It's, which order is it? Velma, Buck, and you? Velma is the 23rd, Buck is the 24th, and Mom's the 25th. So they were going to celebrate their birthdays there. Okay. Confirmation. Lois was confirmed at Trinity Lutheran in Coe Valley on Palm Sunday in 1945. It fell on her birthday that year. Many of you probably remember this, that probably the Sunday before, standing in front of the whole congregation and answering questions from the pastor, several questions. She said it was scary, not knowing what the pastor was going to ask her. Of course, the whole class was up there too, but being ready because she had memorized the whole catechism. Then graduation, high school. She graduated from Coe Valley High School in May of 1949, and in 1999 she attended the 50th class reunion. Mom liked her teacher, Mrs. Trump. She was the home economics teacher in high school, and she knew that she wanted to become a home economics teacher. So in the fall after graduation, so 49, now we need to find college right there, she attended Western Illinois State College in Macomb, Illinois, and she majored in home economics and education. Now the first couple years she was there, she lived in private homes and worked for a room and board, and a couple things she did was, the first house she had, there were twin daughters and then a son, but she had to iron frilly dresses for those twin daughters, and the husband loved butterscotch pie, so every weekend she had to make that. But the first day she was there, she had to make cream of celery soup. She'd never made it before. And you hadn't heard of it. She doesn't remember if she had to ever make it again. Either they didn't like it, or maybe she made it again and it was fine. The second family she lived with, she cooked and maybe did a little bit of cleaning, but she had to iron white shirts for the husband. That's in those days when there were white shirts, everybody wore white shirts. She still doesn't like to iron. And, you know, wives of her generation were supposed to iron sheets and pillowcases and all the stuff, and she really didn't do that like you should. And then the last 2 years of college, she lived in a house with a dozen, well, there was a dozen girls. A biology teacher of the college owned the house, and then his family lived on the first floor, and they lived upstairs. That's where she met her roommate, or not. They had had classes together, Margaret, her roommate. They would cook together and grocery shop together and do laundry together. Grocery shopping, they had to walk 12 blocks or more to haul the groceries home, but if they bought wisely, they might have enough money to take a taxi home. And the laundry, they loaded their suitcases up and hauled their suitcases over to the laundromat and then, washed and took them back home. Now, that was before the days of the kinds of suitcases with wheels on them. She didn't have a car yet because that wasn't what happened in those days. Okay. The summer, let's see, the summer of Mom's junior year of college, she worked at Egamo's Cleaners in Rock Island. And so for entertainment, she would go to the roller skating rink on the weekend. It was at the roller skating rink that she met a handsome man in a uniform, Harold Jerome Hagna. He was from Minnesota in the Army Reserves and there for training at the Rock Island Arsenal that summer. After he finished training, he returned home to Minnesota and they wrote letters back and forth. And Harold came to see her in Illinois a few times after that. Now I have to explain that in Illinois, my dad was known as Harold. And back home, he was known as Jerome. I don't know about Bruce, but when we'd go to Grandma and Grandpa's in Illinois and they called him Harold, it's like, who are you talking about? Mom graduated from Western Illinois State College in June of 1953 with a bachelor degree in home economics and education. That summer she was learning to drive her car. She got a brand new light blue Chevy two-door. She needed this car because as a home economics teacher you had to make home visits at the 2 weeks ahead of school and 2 weeks after school. And so Grandpa was helping her learn how, and Grandma was sitting in the back seat. And if you knew Grandma Woolley, she was an excellent backseat driver. Mom's getting there too. Her first teaching job then was in Little York, Illinois. Home economics teachers made more money than other teachers because of the fact they had to work 4 extra weeks, longer than the others. She made $3,200 the first year. She taught there from the fall of 53 through the December of 55. And you'll find out why it was December of 55 later. Mom and her college roommate Margaret then went the summer after her first year of teaching. They went to Minnesota for summer school at this University of Minnesota. And it was that summer when Harold Jerome, I'll use both names, asked Lois to marry him while she was there that summer. And so January 21st, 1956, they were married at Trinity Lutheran Church in Coal Valley, Illinois. All the Hagnas had to load up